Hello everyone, my name is Julie Murray, lead trainer for Inquiring Minds LLC, and I'm working in partnership with the Howard County Health Department to bring us videos to support our mental health during these times. Today we'll cover why sleep is so important and 8 different tips to improve your sleep overall. So let's look at the National Sleep Foundation's recommended hours of sleep every night for age group. For adults, we are supposed to be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. If you are anything like the other people I've talked to, you are probably not getting this amount of sleep done. It's really incredibly important for a lot of different reasons. Sleep is one of the most important ingredients for your overall wellness. Let's look at impacts of lack of sleep on your body and mind. Studies have shown that lack of sleep leads to memory lapses, cognitive impairment, meaning that you can't think as well as you normally would, irritability, decreased immune system functioning. Wouldn't you say that sleep is really important? Let's talk about ways to improve it. Tip number 1, 30-minute window. What does this mean? So this means for best sleep quality that you are no longer able to sleep in on the weekends. I'm so sorry. What happens is our body has a regular kind of cycle that it goes through for sleep. And if you go more than 30 minutes before or after your regular cycle, it messes up the way that you sleep. So let's say you always go to bed at 10:30 p.m. This means you should go to bed between 10 and 11 p.m. every night, including on the weekends. If you always wake up at about 7:30 in the morning, then you should always wake up between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. The next tip I have for you is caffeine. Basically, that you need to avoid ingesting caffeine after about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and unfortunately, yes, this does include chocolate. The next thing you also kind of want to avoid is really sugary or spicy foods. Especially as we get older, these will impact our digestive systems and perhaps give us heartburn, which makes it difficult to fall asleep, and sugar may naturally keep us awake later at night. Exercising is a great way to tire yourself out and improve your physical and mental health, but it's important that you don't exercise too close to bedtime because you release endorphins and kind of wake your body up. So if you're going to do exercise late at night, make sure that it's very gentle, and perhaps it's more of stretching nature like yoga. Otherwise, they recommend doing cardio and things earlier in the day. Next, you need to consider your sleep environment. So many of us have a particular amount of pillows, we sleep a certain way, maybe we have sound machines on, fans on, humidifiers on, whatever. So whatever works for you is going to be the best. It is known that the temperature should be around the 60s, so anywhere between like 60 and 68 is optimal sleep temperature if you have control over your thermostat. You want to be mindful of what noise and light is available to you, especially if you have an atypical sleeping schedule outside of the sun, for instance. So if you need to sleep past when the sun gets up, maybe you want to consider some blackout curtains to minimize that. They also have some great alarm clocks which will mimic the sun, so it does a light wake up, which is kind of a neat tool, especially if, again, you're on an atypical sleep schedule. Another tip is to use blue light blockers on our electronics, if possible. So this means that TV and anything that does not have a blue light blocker in it shouldn't be used at least 30 minutes before bedtime. And if you're using your phone or a tablet, you should use one of those great apps to put a red light filter over it or a blue light blocker if possible. Another tip is to keep your bedroom for sleep. So what does this mean? Please avoid doing homework or work in your bedroom, especially in your bed. If you're having trouble falling asleep, they recommend getting up out of bed, doing something in another room, and then coming back and trying to go to sleep in your bed. Instead of just staying awake and struggling and getting frustrated, this kind of confuses your brain into what the bed is for. So keep your bed just for sleep. The last tip that I have for you is to create a bedtime ritual. What does this mean? So our body likes repetition, it likes routine, so we want you to establish something in a set order that tells your brain and your body that it's time to wind down for sleep. So maybe you go upstairs and you feed your dogs and you go brush your teeth, you change into your pajamas, you wash your face, you get into bed with the little light on and the overhead light off, maybe you read a book for a little while, and then you go to sleep. So whatever this routine looks like for you, you want to set up something that you are able to do almost every night so that your body is aware and your mind is aware that it's time to go to bed, it's time to wind down. Again, I recommend that you don't incorporate TV or other things that emit this really bright light. But any sort of routine or ritual will help kind of keep you on a regular schedule and improve your quality of sleep. If you like what you're seeing, please make sure that you follow Inquiring Minds LLC and HOCO Health in order to stay up to date on our mental health resources being shared at this time. If you would like further information on behavioral health resources, you can call 410-313-6202 or go to howardcountymd.gov/gethelp. Thanks for tuning in. We are wishing you good mental health.